So in order to make my online garden design courses business successful, I went on every single training course you can imagine, from Brian Clark's Teaching Cells to learn how to teach adult learners. I did lots of marketing courses with Frank Kern, Eben Pagan, copywriting courses, email marketing, Andre Chaperon, more marketing with Naomi from IttyBiz, you name it. I did a lot of training courses, and in the process spent about $20,000. Then I did a training course on how to become a life coach with Martha Beck. That was another $10,000. So all in all, I spent about $30,000 getting the knowledge that I needed to make a successful business and help other people. So at the end of 2019, I took a bit of a career change and started doing coaching for people that wanted to create online training courses. And then, of course, the world got turned upside down, and I never launched that business. Now, that wasn't entirely because the world got turned upside down. It was because I discovered I didn't actually like coaching people that much. Some I did, some were brilliant, but a lot of people kind of wanted me to do the work for them, or they wanted an accountability buddy. So in the end, I put all that work in creating a really good course, but because I didn't want to do the coaching, I didn't launch the business in the end. But the other night, someone asked me for some advice on how to do videos. And I thought, oh, I've got that on my training course. So I downloaded them. But while I was at it, I actually ended up watching some of the other videos on the training course. And I was going through it and going, oh, this is really quite good. Actually, this is very good. I ended up sitting there for a couple of hours watching my own training that I'd created in 2019 and had kind of forgotten I'd even done it. And I looked at it thinking, this is good. This would help people. This would really help people, because all those training courses I did at exorbitant prices, they just taught you one tiny piece of the puzzle. They would teach you how to do emails. But if you don't have a business structure in place, you could write the best emails in the world and it won't make a difference, particularly to your business. So that's not enough. You have to have an overall strategy. And it wasn't until my very last business coach, Aaron, who finally taught me the overall big picture of how to do an online business and with training courses. So once I'd got that bit, all the other training I'd had slotted into place. So this training course I've created is basically a distillation of all of that knowledge that I acquired the hard and expensive way, put into one course. The only thing it lacks is, one, I didn't quite finish it, is 90% of the way there, but it's the main training is there. It's the sort of finessing details. Like there was a video, I was going to do a video on how not to make an idiot of yourself when interviewed on television. I never quite got round to making that. It's hardly essential, but it's a useful video for those people that do go on television. So actually, I don't need to do a video on that. I can tell you right now, don't be interviewed in a country in a language you don't speak that well. Don't do that.
Para tu trabajo, ¿te gusta? ¿Es perfecto?
Sí, sí, ya. Sí. Muy bien.
Muy bien, muy bien. ¿Contenta, no?
Sí.
Contenta.
Sí,
bueno,
muy
pues
contenta.
ya está.
And also, when you are in the studio and they're not actually talking to you, still focus on the people that are talking. Don't look around the studio in all like, oh, I'm on TV, because it will make you look like you're not all there, just gazing off into space. So do focus on the presenter at all times, regardless of whether they're talking to you or not. So yeah, I don't need to make that video now. So all the fundamental things that it takes to find the right customers, how to develop your course, how to get it online and how to market it, all that and much more is there. So if you've got a skill that you want to get out into the world, this is the perfect training course. So yes, I have spent an awful lot of money getting this knowledge. So it is, I could easily sell this course for a couple of thousand, but I know when you're first starting out, it's very difficult to raise that amount of money. So I was thinking, well, what price should I charge? And then I thought, popped into my head, I know, £500, that's really fair. And I thought, well, I could also do monthly instalments, because that can be difficult. So let's do 5 monthly instalments for it. So I thought, yeah, that's really, really fair, very good value, and people will get a lot from this. But I also thought that, you know, people are struggling right now. That could be difficult for some people. So why not also have the amount I would like for the course, but also a pay what you can afford amount that you pick, whatever it is. Just do this course, because it's just sitting there languishing and no one's going through it, and all that information is still very valid and very useful. So I think it's better that people just do the course with whatever amount they can afford to pay, and just do it. Just do this course, because the amount of work I put into it It's criminal that it's just sitting there just because I don't want to do one-on-one coaching. The information alone is worth the value that I was charging, including the coaching. So pay what you can and go with it. So it's a great course. It will really take out all of the pain and effort that I went through. It took me 10 years to make my business successful online because it's such a steep learning curve. You've got to learn so many skills, and I've distilled all of that knowledge, all of that learning into a very easy to follow, very concise. It's still quite a big course, but it is concise. I haven't fluffed it out with a load of stuff to make it look the perceived $2,000 mark. And a lot of those courses were not worth that amount of money, and they didn't give you the big picture of how everything slots together, and that's what I do in this course. So it will fast track you to being successful. You've still got to put the work in, but if you follow it, you will be successful with the formula that I lay out. It's been tried and tested, so I'll see you in that course.